Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the 89 Garage. In today's episode, we are going to be changing the transmission fluid in my 2011 Ford Escape. I do have another video about winter maintenance on these things. I really and truly don't like the way it turned out, so I'm going to redo this transmission fluid video. This is a 2011. It has the 6F35 transmission in it. Great transmission. It's a 6-speed. This one in particular has 170-ish thousand miles. It's like 170 something. I don't know. Anyway, whatever the heck it is, we're changing the transmission fluid today. It's cold outside. And I want to do it before winter hits. It's supposed to snow tomorrow, so, you know, nothing like the last minute. But we're going to go ahead and change it. You cannot change the filter on this transmission unless you take the transmission all the way apart. So we're just changing the fluid. Basically, we can get about 4.5, 5 quarts out of it. I think the max capacity of this thing is 10 quarts. I'm going to have to look that up. I think it's 10 quarts. So roughly you're changing half. It's very similar to changing your oil. So we will take this, we will get underneath this thing and show you what to do. This transmission takes Mercon LV fluid. I don't use elk, and I don't use that. What I use is, I get this on Amazon. It's 4 quarts. You know, a gallon is 4 quarts. And that's 3.78 liters for my Canadian friends. If you look right here, recommended for Mercon LV. I love this stuff because it's reasonably priced and you can use it for a lot of transmissions. It's not just this either. I mean, if you look on the back, we got, look at this list here. Like my Toyota over there takes the Toyota WS. That's world standard. That's what it takes. This can be used for all of this. Let's get under here. Okay, before we get going, I'm just going to show you a little modification that I do under here. You're supposed to take this entire, let me back this up. You're supposed to take this entire piece off of here. It's got, I don't know, probably 8 to 10 bolts holding it all on, and then the clip up there. And what I do is I just cut this corner right here off of this thing. You can see my cut marks. But this thing used to connect, let's see, used to connect from there all the way up to here. And I just cut this corner off of here because it makes it so much easier to change this. I think that's an 11. All right, so while we're right here, I want you to notice there's no leaking on this thing at all. And this is an 11 millimeter, I was correct. I just kind of push up while spinning. Looks like got a little mess now here on the driveway to clean up, but as you can tell, that little cutout works very, very well right here. I reposition the camera here. We're going to just go ahead and let that run for a minute because we got to prep this drain plug. I don't know if you remember just a second ago I said, notice how this thing has not leaked. It's because I use this stuff on here. At least I attribute part of it to it. As soon as that's done dripping and we've dried this off, we can apply some PTFE sealant to it, and it will seal up very nicely. I'll put a link to this stuff in the description. I use it on drain plugs for transmissions, transfer cases, all kinds of stuff. It works very well. So basically, it looks like that. This is slowed down enough that I'm happy with it. If you want to drain yours further, go ahead, but this is pretty much drained as far as it's going to get. Okay, about like that. She'll be good. I just make it snug, don't over tighten it. Choke up on your ratchet, don't be doing it from out here on the end. Do it from up here, just like that. Just tighten it like that. This is aluminum, so be careful. Now let's get up on the top, get this thing filled up. All right, now we're up here on top. And this dipstick right here is where we got to fill this thing up. And just pull straight up on it. We're going to set that off to the side. And you're going to need you a funnel, somewhat like this. You can get in there nice and easy. I usually turn this towards the back. Looks like there's a little bit remnant from previous use. I just sprayed this out with brake cleaner down the middle, just so there's no contaminants of any sort. I'm gonna pop the lid off of this Valvoline here and just let her rip. Oh sheesh. So we're just going to go in with all 4 quarts here. That should get us pretty close to full. All right, this one has 2.5 in it right now, so I'll take it down to 2. It'll probably be good. My goodness, kind of made a couple drips here. I'm going to show you here on this dipstick. This tells you how to check it. It says check when it's hot. And then we need to be in those cross hatches right there. If we're below that, it tells us to add. If it's up here, you put too much in. A little bit too much isn't horrible, but I wouldn't go much past the DO if I were you. But try and get in those cross hatches. I try to get more towards the top just in case some kind of a leak occurs. As it said, we got to check this when it's hot. So we're going to take this thing for a little spin. At least I am. Then I'll bring you guys back in. We'll check it after it's warmed up.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
All right, I took it around, drove it about, I don't know, 10 miles maybe. Brought it back home. We're going to check this. Everything performed very well along the way. Pull it out, wipe it off. By the way, I also do this when it's running, as you can tell. All right, we're right at the very top, just a skosh over the top. We're at the D, so I'm fine with that. I wouldn't go much higher than that, guys. It can foam if you get much higher than that. We're going to be just fine. Ideally, it would have been just a skosh lower, but about 4.5, a little under 4.5, maybe 4.25 maybe is what filled that up. It shifts very nicely. I truly think that's the best transmission fluid in the world. I don't know. Take it or leave it. See you guys.